What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something a little different. As you probably could tell from the intro, I am going to be doing a music tag today. Something completely different, out of the norm, but you know, I've got a big passion for music as well as movies. This is basically a follow-up to Lisa Love's music tag. She did her own, which is a great video. Go and check it out. I'll put the link to her video in the description. She's left it open to anyone who wants to participate in this music tag, so I will be doing the same. Anybody that wants to follow up this music tag and do their own video, feel free to do yours, and be sure to comment down below if you have done so, and I'll check out your video in due course. Anyway, we've got a bunch of questions to get through about music. Let's get into it right now. So question number one is, which bands / artists do you own the most albums by? That would be an easy one for me. The band I would own the most from is a band called Iced Earth, an American heavy metal band who I've been a fan for 21 years or so. I absolutely adore this band. Their music is incredible. Yeah, I just love them to pieces. They've got 12 albums. They've got multiple live albums, multiple EPs. I've got all their records on vinyl, on CD. I've got the cassette as well. I've got them on cassette. So yeah, I've just got so much Iced Earth stuff that is pretty ridiculous, but I do love their music. I adore their music, actually. It's just, it gives me such, I can't explain how much, what it does to me in terms of how it makes me feel. I just fucking love it. Question number two is, what was the last song you listened to? Funny enough, I've only just went down to my local supermarket, and on the way home I was listening to Saint Anger by Metallica, an album and a song not many people like, but I feel is fairly underrated. Saint Anger by Metallica, if the snare drum sounded competent, it actually might be a much better sounding record, and that song might have sounded a bit more ferocious with a regular snare sound. But a lot of hate for that song and that album in particular, but I generally quite like that album and quite like the song. Question number three is, what's in your CD player right now? Well, I don't really listen to CDs anymore. I've kind of moved over to vinyl records, so I listen to a lot of records nowadays, and when I'm out and about, it's usually Spotify is my platform of choice for listening to stuff on the go. You know, the thing that's on kind of regular rotation at the moment, because I think it's a fantastic record, the album Technology by a band called Don Broco. What I love about this band is that they've kind of got a mix of genres. They're primarily kind of heavy rock, but they've got like pop elements in there. They've got R&B elements in there, and they're just like, I just think they're genius songwriters. Every song on this album is absolutely a blast. They're what I would call my party band. Like, they're really upbeat, positive, just really fun to listen to. They've got great ideas for songs, and I absolutely just adore this band, and this has been on regular rotation for a few weeks. Question number four is, what was the last show you attended? I was basically invited to a show last month by one of my good friends. He had a spare ticket, and I went and saw a band called Voices for the first time. Never heard of the band before. They're kind of like an atmospheric black metal band. They were playing at this tiny venue in London called the Black Heart, a venue that I really like. It's a really good venue. Yeah, really impressive band. Great live sound, really heavy, really melodic as well. And I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was so surreal to go to an actual show since lockdown. It was surreal, but in a good way. It was a good thing. Oh yes, we're back at live shows. It was a great experience. I had a good time. Question number five. What was the greatest show you've been to? This one's fairly easy for me to answer because it's Iced Earth's tour from 2011, their Dystopia tour. This was my first ever show, Iced Earth show. My first time ever seeing them live, and bear in mind, I've been a fan since 2000. I was absolutely buzzing to see these guys live. I absolutely adore this band. I couldn't wait. And I was thankful to have awesome parents who bought me VIP tickets for this gig, so I actually met the band as well after the show. Yeah, it's one of my favorite memories ever. I remember going in there, the lights going down, the intro music coming on, and the crowd going mental. Yeah, the set list was insane. I sung to every word, I sung every riff. It was like one of the greatest shows ever. I was like a little fanboy, just losing my absolute shit because I waited 11 years to see this band live, and it was unbelievable. It was everything I wanted it to be, and yeah, it was fucking awesome. Question number 6 is, what was the worst show you've ever been to? Now, what I'm going to say here, this wasn't really the fault of the band. It was the fault of just the whole kind of production side of things. I went to Bloodstock Festival in 2018, and there's a band called Amaranth, which I fairly like. I think they're a really good kind of melodic, power metal-esque, kind of poppy, kind of rock kind of metal band, and really like them. I was really looking forward to seeing them live because this would have been the first time I saw them live. Unfortunately, they had really bad technical difficulties where basically for the majority of their set they couldn't even play, and they had their guitarist do stand-up for 30 minutes, which would have been fine if it was funny, but he wasn't funny, so it was just kind of dead air basically for 30 minutes. I know it wasn't their fault. Technical difficulties happens with these kind of shows, these big open air shows. These are technical difficulties are going to happen, but it was just a shame because it just deflated Amaranth on stage completely. And yeah, it was probably pretty awful for them and for the audience. It was definitely awful for me because it's probably the worst thing I've ever seen go wrong with a band. Just them not able to play their set. Really, they played a couple of the songs and they just couldn't play anymore, and had their guitarist do really bad stand up. That wasn't funny. Unfortunately, not their fault, but probably the worst show I witnessed, probably, unfortunately. Question number 7 is, what is the most musically involved you have ever been? Well, you probably can tell by the intro, I've been playing drums for 16 or so years, and throughout those years I've been in numerous bands, mostly playing metal and rock, and yeah, I've played hundreds of shows in that time, and yeah, just love it. So good. I don't know how more involved you want to be, really. I've been in bands ever since I can remember playing drums, basically. So, yeah. Question number 8 is, what show are you looking forward to? Well, the only show I've got on my docket at the moment is I'm going to Damnation Festival in Leeds in November. It's got a great lineup. If you're into your extreme metal stuff, black metal, sludge, doom, death metal, it's that kind of genre of metal. This festival is. I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first time going to Damnation Festival as well. It's had a bit of turmoil with the lineup because basically all the American bands that were signed on to the festival have all pulled out at this point. The lineup is still good, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was with the American artists on board. But I'm still looking forward to it. There's still bands I'm really looking forward to seeing live for the first time. So yeah, it should be a really good weekend. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Question number 9 is, what is your favourite band t-shirt? Now, I'm wearing the band t-shirt to answer this question because obviously, why not? It would be my Iced Earth t-shirt. It's a t-shirt that marks 20 years of their album Something Wicked This Way Comes. It's an album that came out in 1998, so this t-shirt came out in like 2018. So it's like a 20th anniversary t-shirt for that specific album. But yeah, I absolutely adore this shirt. I love it. It's so good. Question 10. What musician would you like to hang out for a day? So now I had a bit of a trouble with this one because I couldn't really think of anyone that I would really want to, like, not that I don't want to hang out with people, it's just like I just couldn't think of anyone that I was like really itching to hang out with. Yeah, I'm not really that kind of person that like wants to hang out with these people. I'm just like, yeah, I love the music, you know, it's cool. But one person I did think about that I would really like to actually meet and hang out with, because I have a lot of respect for the guy, is Corey Taylor of Slipknot / Stone Sour fame. I have a lot of respect for him. He's such a grounded, level-headed dude. I've listened to his books, his audio books that he's put out. He's a very funny guy as well. I just have a lot of respect for him. I would love to meet him and spend a day with him and just hang out and just have a good chat with him. He seems like a good dude. Question number 11 is, who is one musician or group you wish would make a comeback? The first group to come into, the first band anyway to come into my head is a band called Anti-Mortem. They are a very, very good kind of groove-laden rock band. They only put out one album in 2014, which I absolutely love. It's a fucking great album, fantastic. They got a massive guitar tone and really catchy songs that I absolutely love. So if they ever come back with album 2, I'd be super happy about it. Super happy, guys. Anti-Mortem, if you're watching, please come back. Question number 12 is, who is one band slash artist you've never seen live but always wanted to? This is an easy one for me. This is Slipknot. 100% Slipknot. I've been a fan of theirs since I was like 13 years old, since the first album came out particularly. And yeah, I still haven't had a chance to see them live. I tried to get in, I tried to get to a live show. I think it was like early, like January, February 2020, when they played the O2 in London. I got into the queue and immediately sold out. I had no chance of getting tickets there, so I was well gutted. So that's probably the closest I've gotten to actually seeing them, is being in a queue for the O2 to get tickets online. That's basically the closest I've ever got to see Slipknot live. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually having a chance to see them live at some point. Probably at a festival is probably the easiest way for me to actually see them live. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing Slipknot live. Question number 13. Name 4 or more flawless albums. I've picked out 5 here that I feel these albums to me are just perfect records. Absolutely perfection. So of course the first one is what my t-shirt is, of course, is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Iced Earth. Every song is perfect. The whole album from start to finish is incredible. You got everything you want from like a heavy metal record in here. You've got your heavy riffs, you've got your melodic vocals, you've got your softer moments. It is absolutely spot on, 10 out of 10. And it happens to be my favourite album of all time. I absolutely adore this record. It's incredible. Slipknot's self-titled debut album. This pretty much changed my taste in music completely growing up. And it was exactly the kind of thing I was looking for when I was younger, with a lot of pent-up anger. And, you know, as you do when you're like a young teenager. But yeah, this is still one of the most angry, aggressive, pissed off records I've ever heard. It's still one of the greatest debut albums of all time. From start to finish, it is literal perfection in terms of just aggressive, just melodic based, angry, pissed off metal. And I absolutely love this album. Next up is something a bit different. It's a band called The Midnight with their album Nocturnal. This is kind of like a synthwave kind of pop record, but it's absolutely outstanding. If you love kind of 80s kind of electro music, this is kind of very harkens back to that. I think everything about this album is perfection. The songs are catchy and singable. The vocals are incredible. The music is unbelievable. And yeah, I can put this on time and time again and just chill out and just have a nice relaxed time, because this is one of my relaxation albums. I fucking love this. Love this album. If you want to have an idea of what these guys sound like, look up a song called Shadows. It's unbelievable. And that artwork as well for this album is just fucking gorgeous, right? Flawless album, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this album. It is one of my favourites of all time. So good. Judas Priest, Painkiller. This album again is another perfect metal albums for me. Every song is a fucking anthem. Every song is fucking awesome. I absolutely adore this record. Ironically, this is the only Judas Priest album I generally like. I'm not really the biggest Judas Priest fan, but I'm a big fan of this one album they've put out. I think this album is their best album, and I think it's the only album you really could need from Judas Priest. I might get some haters in the comments for that, but from my taste and from my standpoint, my opinion, this is the best Judas Priest album, and it's the only Judas Priest album you need to listen to. It's fucking outstanding. And finally, something a bit more different as well. This is from an artist called Anna von Hauswolf, and this album is called Dead Magic. This is kind of like very kind of like droney, dark pop. Very emotional, very atmospheric. it's unbelievable. The songs are long and they kind of drone on, but they're very much building. They build to this like emotional payoff. This is one of the most emotionally driven albums I've ever heard. Her voice is unbelievable as well. I absolutely love this artist. I love this record. It's one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. Absolutely flawless. And that's my final pick for flawless albums. Question number 14 is, how many concerts have you been to in total? Too many to count, guys. There's too many. Hundreds. It must be hundreds at this point. I've been to so many shows. But yeah, easily hundreds. That's all I can really say. I can't give you a total number because I don't count these things. Who does? Like, you know, who does count these things? But I don't. But yeah, hundreds. Easily hundreds of shows I've been to. Question number 15. Who have you seen the most live? Easy again. Iced Earth. I saw them in 2011 for my first show of them. 2011. I saw them twice in 2012. I saw them once in 2014, and I saw them again once in 2016. They did tour in 2017 and 2019, but they didn't come to the UK, unfortunately. But yeah, seen them the most, 5 times. I absolutely love that band. They're such a great live band as well. Awesome. Question number 16. What is your favourite movie soundtrack? Now, there's so many movie soundtracks that I can really choose from. There's so many. It makes it difficult. But there's 2 that come to mind immediately when someone says movie soundtracks to me. And that would be Godzilla 1954, the original soundtrack from the 1954 Godzilla. It's unbelievable. And Jurassic Park. I love the Jurassic Park soundtrack. It just gives me that wonder, that, you know, magic of that film all over again when I hear that soundtrack. So yeah, those are my picks for soundtracks. 1954 Godzilla and Jurassic Park. Question number 17. What was your last musical phase before you wisened up? That will probably be metalcore. When I was around 15, 16, I got into bands that have a dynamic where the verses are kind of screamed, kind of aggressive vocals, and the choruses are all la-di-da-da with the clean vocals. I went for a phase where I would only like bands that did that. I know, very narrow-minded of me back then, but you know, you're naive when you're a kid. You don't know much any better. But nowadays, my taste is basically on a case of like, is it a good song? And how does it make me feel? Because with music, I'm of the opinion that the type, you know, music that makes you feel nothing is the worst kind of music, right? No matter what taste you're into, what kind of genres you're into, you know, if I hear a song and it makes me feel nothing, then it's the worst kind of song. It could be anything. It could be a heavy metal song that I'm into my metal, so it could be a heavy metal song, really like loads of riffs in it. But if I don't feel anything, then it's redundant to me. If that can make any sense. So it's you know, music to me is all about how it makes me feel and if it's a good song. So that's what my mindset is now. But yeah, definitely I went into a metalcore phase back in the day where it had to have screaming verses and singing choruses.
I've definitely wisened up since then.
Final question. Question number 18. What is your guilty pleasure that you hate to admit liking? I'm not guilty for what I like, so the term guilty pleasure kind of has never meant anything to me because I don't care about, you know, being guilty about something. Like, if I like it, I like it. It's just that simple. But the one thing I've noticed when I bring it up, people are really like,
oh my god, you like them?
People seem to be quite shocked when I mention that I really like The Darkness. Specifically their debut album, Permission to Land. Yeah, this one. You know this band, guys. I Believe in a Thing Called Love. That song. I believe in a thing called love. That was cringe, but yeah, you get my point. Honestly, though, I absolutely love this album. I think it's still one of the best modern rock albums ever, in my opinion. Every song is a massive, you know, just anthem, and I just love it. I think it's great. Yeah. People seem to just be shocked. So. If I had a
guilty pleasure,
it would be this, most likely, because people always seem to be surprised that I even like these. What can you do? This album is a great rock album of the modern era. It's great. That brings us to the end of this music tag. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you would like to take part in this music tag, feel free. You know, it's open to everybody. I'd love to hear what your choices are for these questions and get an idea of your music taste. It'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to tag anybody. I'm just going to say, if you really want to take part, please do. I'm looking forward to seeing some videos on this and see how far we can take this tag and see more channels take part. It's a nice change of pace for the channel to do something a bit different. I do love my music. I'm really into my music. So it was another passion to check off the list for the channel for sure. As always, if you're new here and you want to see more, maybe consider becoming a subscriber, Runu. It really does help me out, and you will always be notified every time I upload a new video. As always, thank you to everyone that has already subscribed, commented, liked and shared my videos. I really do appreciate it. It means the world, guys. Honestly, it really does. As always, I have been Jason, and I have got some more videos on their way. Maybe I'll do some more music videos. Let me know if you want to see more music content in the comments below. And as always, we will see you next time.